Today, we're diving into Teneo, a project aiming to break open access to public data using decentralized AI. Dr. Patel, could you start by explaining what makes Teneo stand out in the crowded DePIN space?
Absolutely. Teneo leverages decentralized physical infrastructure networks, or DPINs, to enable anyone regardless of location to run lightweight AI agents in their browser. This means data that's typically locked behind paywalls or APIs can be accessed and shared through a community-powered network instead of relying on centralized providers.
That's fascinating. So, in essence, Teneo is trying to level the playing field for data access. Let's transition to the technical structure. How do these browser-based AI agents actually work?
These agents, called community nodes, act almost like mini data centers. By running in users' browsers, they tap into spare computing power to fetch and verify real-time public data, such as social media posts or website updates. The key is that this process distributes both the workload and the data, sidestepping single points of failure.
Let's delve deeper into community nodes. If I install one, what exactly is my device doing behind the scenes?
Your device essentially becomes a tiny AI-powered data gatherer. It might scrape websites, make API calls, or validate data from other nodes. To use an analogy, it's like joining a global swarm of digital bees, each collecting nectar data from different flowers and bringing it back to the hive.
Are there risks to users in running these agents? For example, could it slow down my device or expose me to security issues?
Good question. Because the agents are lightweight, they're designed to run unobtrusively. Security-wise, the code is open source and sandboxed in the browser, minimizing risks. Still, like any distributed system, there's a balance between efficiency, privacy, and security that needs ongoing oversight.
Moving on. How does Teneo's decentralized data layer actually challenge the big centralized data providers?
Traditional data providers act as toll booths, often charging high fees or restricting access. Teneo flips this model. By distributing data storage and retrieval among thousands of participants, it makes access both permissionless and resilient. Imagine if Wikipedia articles were stored across millions of computers no single entity could gatekeep.
That's a powerful analogy. But can this decentralized approach really match the speed and reliability of centralized services, especially for real-time data?
It's a valid concern. While decentralized networks can introduce latency, advances in peer-to-peer protocols and edge AI processing are helping bridge the gap. The beta phase is crucial for stress testing these systems under real-world conditions.
Let's talk about incentives. How does Teneo encourage people to run nodes and contribute resources?
Teneo plans to reward participants with crypto tokens or NFTs, similar to models like Render or Grass, but specifically for data contributions. Think of it as earning digital assets for letting your device help collect and process valuable information, which can then be traded or used within the platform.
Do we know how these rewards will be calculated? For example, will someone who contributes more computing power get more tokens?
That's still being defined. The team is experimenting with various tokenomics models during the beta. Potentially, rewards could scale based on data volume, uptime, or the quality of insights provided. However, transparency and fairness are key challenges they'll need to address before public launch.
Let's explore some real-world scenarios. Who actually benefits from Teneo's open data approach and how?
Researchers, developers, and traders are prime examples. A researcher studying election misinformation could access live social media trends without expensive API fees. Developers might build real-time dashboards on public sentiment, and traders could integrate open web data for smarter market analysis. The possibilities are vast.
That sounds transformative, but are there examples of similar systems in action today that prove this model can work?
Absolutely. Projects like the Graph Index blockchain data for dApps and Filecoin decentralizes file storage. Teneo extends these concepts to public web data, aiming to make real-time insights as accessible as open-source code.
Before we wrap up, what about privacy and compliance? Scraping websites or social media often runs into legal gray areas.
That's a critical point. Teneo must respect terms of service and regional regulations, such as GDPR. One solution is to focus on aggregating only truly public data and empowering users with clear controls over what their node accesses. Ongoing legal review will be essential as the network evolves.
Looking ahead, what are the biggest hurdles Teneo faces in moving from beta to mainstream adoption?
Scaling the network while maintaining data quality, addressing compliance, and designing sustainable rewards are all major challenges. However, if these hurdles are overcome, Teneo could fundamentally change how we access and share information on a global scale.